akéde ìbáwí, akéde ìkìlọ̀, akéde ìṣúná, akéde òwò, akéde àṣà, akéde ìròyìn, akéde ètò.
ó pè ọ́ kó o kéde ọjà rẹ nílé akéde Oluyole FM 98.5 kíkéde ọjà rẹ kó lè kún ìbára rẹ la.
Wake up, it's choco time. Donna Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open and enjoy the chocolatey ride. Donna Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, taste it, love it. Donna Choco 3 in 1. Ooh, I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco 3-in-1. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
Oluyole FM 98.5.
Wọ́ọ̀kù lọ́rọ̀ ọ̀rùn pẹ̀sẹ̀ láti kéde nílé akéde tòyọ́ ni ó nílò kó o ṣe mọ́ dára rẹ̀ láàmú sọ pé òun wọkọ̀ bọ̀ wá sílé akéde lóríta Basọ̀rún ìlú Ìbàdàn mọ́ pàápàá jùlọ láti ṣe ìkéde yẹn polówó ọjà yẹn tàbí fi tọ́tọ́ tó sì yẹ tó àwọn aráàlú létí bóyá nípa àpàdé nípa àsọjí àbí nǹkan kan àbómi ìtẹ́bálẹ̀ fẹ́ ṣe ẹ torí agbègbè àgbáyé kí ẹ náà tẹ́ fẹ́ ṣe hàn wá 091 58 70 3300 lórí agbègbè kí ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀ WhatsApp nọ́mbà ìkànnà mọ̀ ní ọ̀rọ̀ pẹ̀sẹ̀ stress free courtesy BCOS. You don't have to stress yourself coming down to Ile Akede Orita Basọ̀rún Ìbàdàn again to make that announcement or place that advert. Book online, personal paid announcements, obituaries or in memoriam, annual conventions, workshops, crusades, social diaries, inter-house sport competitions, musical shows or concerts, and other promotions. Very simple. Go online to book for transmission on BCS radio channels or BCS TV, or simply call 091 5870 3300 or WhatsApp on the same number 091 5870 3300. BCOS, a media giant in a class of its own.
Unstoppable, unbeatable, untouchable. The station that does it better. Oluyole FM 98.5 Ibadan.
Undisputed champion. Nobody can do what I've done. Nobody can crash. Nobody do pass. Nobody can chance. Nobody like say they don't dance. Nobody they don't dance. Nobody say they don't dance. Yo, which kind witchcraft, which kind juju can make you do the things you do? Girls go gaga, guys go cuckoo. When you ride the tracks and go choo choo. You who came in the game just like moo moo. Now you chopping the game just like foo foo. Which food will make the flow proper? Which medicine man or which doctor? No shisha, no shakbe. My time is prime, I'm like keke. Just making my pepe. No obstacle or no hindrance. No gate in front of my entrance. No checkpoint, no roadblock. In a matter of time, I'm gon' blow up. Undisputed champion. Nobody can do what I've done. Nobody can crash. Nobody do pass. Nobody can chance. Nobody they don't dance. Nobody they don't dance. Nobody say they don't dance. Every time I grab the mic, I know my flow insane like a psycho. Flow so fat it's needing lipo. Flow so hard it burns on pyro. Undisputed, that's the title. Top of the continent like Cairo. Even down south I rock like Quito. I'm too bad, I'm bad like Michael. Am I about to change the game 2 times? Haters can't kiss between my 2 thighs. Chop boys rising, we the new guys. Anything I can do, they do twice. Anybody else who need a few tries, some say they better than me is suicide. Anyone who can use their 2 eyes, don't see they don't defeat my shoe size. Cause I undisputed champion. Nobody can do what I've done. Nobody can crash. Nobody do pass. Nobody can chance. Nobody like say they don't dance. Nobody they don't dance. Nobody like say they don't dance me. Undisputed champion. Nobody can do what I've done. Nobody can crash. Nobody do pass. Nobody features. Nobody. I say they don't dance. Nobody. They don't dance. Nobody. I say they don't dance.
Ensuring that you begin your day on a bright and productive note. Bringing you an array of topics from different spheres of life. Informative, entertaining with all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast Fiesta, we bring your day alive. It's the Fiesta. 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 Chit chat and inspiration for the morning. Regular heads up on global observances. Thorough and insightful analysis from experts and professionals. You don't have to look any further, cause Breakfast Fiesta serves you all you need. We make your day come alive.
Yes, it's Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM Ibadan. You're welcome on board. It's a raining morning, and this is that kind of morning that you should still be in bed. And it's that morning that I keep asking myself that, why did Adam eat the apple? You know, we wouldn't have to be at work.
Are you sure?
Chilling.
How many million years ago?
We'll be in the Garden of Eden.
Are you sure?
You know, just to eat apple, eat fruit, any kind of fruit you want to eat.
Are you
sure?
Don't
get hungry.
Are you sure of that? Are you certain? I doubt it. We'll still go to work.
It is what it is.
We'll still go to work. Something would have happened along the way.
Even though, but at least you know that we'll be in the garden. Maybe it's Adam that will be tilling the ground, and then
Eve. So yeah,
you will just be chilling, have princess treatment, you know. Anyway,
there are so many Eves in the world still enjoying princess treatment. So sorry to you that you're at work.
Okay. I'm sure you're wondering who these chatterboxes are. We are your host on the Breakfast Fiesta for today. My name is Lumi Asende. Flora, how are you doing?
I'm very well. Good morning, our dear and beautiful, amazing listeners. Welcome to another exciting Monday edition of the Breakfast Fiesta. I'm so happy to be here, and I'm sure you're happy to join us, because you know what we do? We help you start your day on a very, very bright note, because, you know, new week, new me, new everything, and we are here to help you usher you into the new week. Welcome, it's Monday.
Yes,
another week.
Money making Monday, I must say.
Money making indeed.
Because looking at our focus for today, we're going to be looking at economy hardship in Nigeria. But before then, Saturday 16th May 2026 has been recognized as the International Day of the Boy Child, and the day is celebrated on May 16th each year. And you know, the day actually recognizes the importance of boys' well-being and the challenges they face, while also celebrating the positive aspects they bring to their communities and families. I actually love the fact that we have a day to celebrate the boy child, because attention is given mostly to the girl child, and I think that people really need to know about this celebration in order to harness it and, you know, use it judiciously to celebrate their boy child, because the boy is the man is the father of the child. Because if you think that you do not want to train the children, the boy child, you know, in that particular way that it should go, that's why we have so many let me put it that way, irresponsible men out there. Because William Wordsworth, in his poem The Rainbow, he said the child is the father of the man. So if the boy child is not trained properly, the boy child will grow up to be someone you don't want to, you know, relate with in the society. So please, let's really pay attention to the boy child, because Flora,
they contribute a lot.
Exactly.
They contribute
because
a lot.
I would say that it's really mentored in this part of the country.
It is.
In this part of the world, rather, because it is the mentored from this angle, I must say.
In every, well, no, I wouldn't say in every, but then I'm realizing that in some cultures, in some countries, it's not exactly.
Yes, it's not exactly so. But in this part of the world, it's a man's boy child. So it is, the men's world. So please, let's try to train up a boy child properly, because and this particular day, it comes once in a year, and we also have Father's Day that will come June 21st. Yes, that's Father's Day celebration. We really need to, hammer on this thing so that people will know the importance of this celebration, and they would know that they really, really need to train their boy child. All right, the breakfast fiesta will continue, but I guess to join us to discuss economy hardship in Nigeria. But before then, we'll be right back.
With all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast fiesta. We bring your day alive. It's the fiesta. 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 Chit chat and inspiration for the morning. Heads up on global observances, thorough and insightful analysis from experts and professionals. You don't have to look any further, cause Breakfast Fiesta serves you all you need. We make your day come alive. When you start your day with Breakfast Fiesta, ensuring that you begin your day on a bright and productive note, bringing you an array of topics from different spheres of life, informative, entertaining, with all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast Fiesta, we bring your day alive. It's the fiesta. 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 Chit chat and listen. That great. Ọ̀rọ̀ kan gbé mi lọ́kàn, ọ̀rọ̀ kan gbé mi lọ́kàn, ọ̀rọ̀ kan gbé mi lọ́kàn gidi gan. Ẹbí ṣe àmì ò máa rí, màmá kọ́lé mọ́lé máa rí, màmá bí mọ́lé mọ́ máa rí, àṣírí wà oníkà máa rí. Ẹbí ṣe àmì ò máa rí, màmá rí bá ti ṣe máa rí, gbogbo náà náà máa rí, we go buy Bugatti máa rí. Don't shoot your teeth. Look your side and tell you what. Do you want to be famous like me? I bet you look at the body. When you live here, I bet you look at the body. When you live here, like in the book of Isaiah, it's all in the eyes. I see what I desire, so I don't know to pray. Every day, honey, mama kọ́lé mọ́lé, mama bí mọ́lé mọ́, àṣírí wà oníkù, happy day happy o, mama rí bá ti ṣe, gbogbo náà. mi kí máa ń gbọ́dọ̀ ẹ bá mi kó ní mo ti lówó ẹ bá mi kó ní mo ti kọ́lé ẹ bá mi kó ní mo ti lọ́lá ẹ bá mi kó ní mo ní ìlú àbọ̀dé o ọjà mi ò bá àbọ̀dé o orí mi kórè nílé àdúrà ló lè jẹ́ sọ́wọ́ mẹ́fà ẹ̀mí tẹ̀ omi o màmí màmá kọ́lé mọ́lé màmí màmá bí mọ́lé mọ́ màmí àṣírí wà omi tú màmí ẹ̀mí tẹ̀ àmì o màmí àmà rí bá ti ṣe màmí gbogbo lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ màmí ìgò báyìí bugatti màmí ẹ̀mí tẹ̀ àmì o màmí màmá kọ́lé mọ́lé màmí màmá bí mọ́lé mọ́ màmí àṣírí wà omi tú màmí ẹ̀mí tẹ̀ àmì o màmí àmà rí bá ti ṣe màmí gbogbo lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ màmí ìgò báyìí bugatti màmí ọ̀rọ̀ kan gbé mi lọ́kàn ọ̀rọ̀ kan gbé mi lọ́kàn ọ̀rọ̀ kan gbé mi lọ́kàn gidi gan. ẹ̀mí tẹ̀ àmì o.
I'm the bunch.
You only have one life to live. If you're lucky, then you might get two. I was down, so down, took the hit. Was a miracle that got me through.
I've seen the world, paid my dues. Got plenty of scars, but nothing to lose. No, I'm on top of the world, in front of the crowd. Smoking in the air, look at me now. I'm on top of the world, in front of the crowd. Looking back now, there's no regrets. Moving forward, that's all that's left. Wouldn't change a thing, even if I could. I'm stronger now, it's just for the in the world. Made my dues. Got plenty of scars, but nothing to lose. No, I'm on top of the world, in front of the crowd. Smoking in the air, look at me I'm on top of the world, in front of the crowd. Standing up, standing up, standing up. Oh, Africa, standing up. Zambia to Malaysia, Togo, Niger, Morocco, Mali, Ghana, Congo, Burkina Faso, Nigeria, South Africa, Ivory Coast, Ethiopia, I'm on top of the world, in front of the crowd.
You can get drunk when you start your day with breakfast fiesta. ensuring that you begin your day on a bright and productive note. Bringing you an array of topics from different spheres of life. Informative, entertaining, with all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast Fiesta, we bring your day alive. It's the Fiesta. 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 Chit chat and inspiration for the morning. Regular heads up on global observances. Thorough and insightful analysis from experts and professionals. You don't have to look any further, cause Breakfast Fiesta serves you all you need. We make your day come alive.
Alright, still Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM Ibadan, and on behalf of our producer Oladimeji Salaudin, we're welcoming you on board fully. Let's hit the ground running, and our guest is in the house with us already. We have Dr. Obadiah Ogoluwaremilekun Olorunimbe, and today we're looking at economy hardship in Nigeria. Everyone can attest to it that Nigeria's economy is currently facing a mix of reforms, rising living costs, and cautious optimism about long-term recovery. And this thing actually started, right from growing up.
Yes.
So when I was still a child, because I could recall our parents complaining about the Abacha year, saying that the economy, things were really hard and all, and till I'm grown, we still hear the same story over and over and over. The inflation, unemployment, naira depreciation, the insecurity affecting farming, high debt servicing, these are the major concerns. And today, I guess an economist and as well a politician will, do justice to this topic, the economy hardship in Nigeria. All right. Good morning, sir.
Welcome.
Good morning, Doctor. It's a pleasure having you on Breakfast Fiesta.
Thank you for having me. Thank you.
All right. So, first off, how would you assess the current state of Nigeria's economy?
Okay. I thank you for this opportunity. I really appreciate the invitation to come and speak. But you indulge me to just drop some two very vital informations.
All right.
I thank God for BCS Oluyole FM is like my family, and I want to appreciate the management and especially the head of programs for placing a call the passing of my wife. It was heartwarming to have received the greetings, and I
accept our condolences.
Thank you. And secondly, I also want to appreciate when you get to some certain place you just can't fly.
Exactly.
So I apologize again.
No problem.
So I also want to greet our people at Orire local government area of Oyo State. We condole with our people at Orire, especially concerning the security situation in that area. And it is my prayer that the Lord will comfort the families of those affected, and will receive speedy return of our loved ones. By the grace of God, they will return safely in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Okay, so back to your question. Like you said, economic hardship has always been with us for some time. And usually when things happen like this, there are many questions that come around, and you ask yourself, what is the cause? Then what are the effects? And solution.
Exactly.
Okay, so if you start from the causes, Now, some of these things I was...
Well, let's start with the state of Nigeria's economy. How is it? Is it very bad? Is it manageable?
Is it getting better?
Okay, so I will speak from a leadership standpoint, and thank God, I'm also politically exposed. So this government is doing its best. Like I always say, we met some of these issues on ground. They were not the things that this government started. As far as I'm concerned, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is trying his best to ensure that there's stability in the economy. Now, I believe there are some 2-3 major factors that most people want to talk about, especially concern the removal of the fuel subsidy and the flotation of the dollar. Now, this form part of the drive of the economy as we speak now. Yes, it's pinching, but I can assure you
it's
that
not pinching, it's overly pinching.
It's
because everybody is complaining. Even the children can feel it as well. Because some children that go to school with maybe 1,000 naira, the parents give them 1,000 naira, maybe last year or 3 years ago to school. They barely take 200 naira to school, and then they can feel it actually, because we cannot say it's pinch. It is overly pinching.
The thing is, even when you take that 1,000 naira to school,
what can you get?
What can you get with 1,000 naira, the highest denomination?
I agree with you totally. As a matter of fact, you are stating
because inflation, naira depreciation, these are the issues.
Okay, so
yes,
I agree with you totally. And none of us is absent-minded or not affected by some of these challenges, but as it were, I think since I said we're dividing this discourse or conversation into 3, the causes, the effects, and the solution, right?
Yes.
Okay, so some of these things are not the things that started like yesterday or last year, if you agree with me. There are some of these things that we met on ground, the administration met on ground, and some of these things are being tackled headlong. I can assure you that really with time, yes, the road to the El Dorado, or the dream country or the dream nation we all desire is taking a bit of a long pace, or should I say slowly. But I can assure you that we are not where we used to be. That is the truth. We are not where we used to be. You can see what is happening in the petroleum sector. Imagine if you are not having the kind of environment we are having. Only God knows where we will be today now.
What kind of environment is that?
Okay, fine, good. You have the likes of Dangote pushing out products. You are exposing them to what you call deregulation, where you have multiple players coming into
Sorry,
play.
Doctor, we need to take this commercial.
Okay.
We'll be right back. The breakfast fiesta
still continues.
From different spheres of life.
It's choco time. Ghana Choco is here with a taste you love. Just open door and enjoy the chocolating ride. Ghana Choco 3 in 1. Taste it, love it. Ghana Choco 3 in 1. I love it.
Introducing the new Dano Choco One. It's tasty, creamy, and satisfying. Taste it, love it.
Ohun èlò tuntun kan ti wà fún sísè àwọn oúnjẹ aládùn. Ṣé lóòótọ́? Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, Tasty Cube chicken flavour ni o, tí wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn èròjà àbáláyé láti sọ gbogbo oúnjẹ tá a ṣe ìdàjẹ́ pọ́nnu lá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, Tasty Cube chicken flavour á fàdùn àràmàdà sóúnjẹ. Mo ti gba ti Tasty Cube chicken flavour lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, má jáfara o, sáré lọ ra Tasty Cube chicken flavour tiẹ̀ lónìí láti máa jẹ̀gbádùn oúnjẹ àjẹpọ́nnu lá. Tasty Cubes chicken flavour ó ń fún wa lóúnjẹ tó gbádùn. Tasty Cubes chicken flavour ó wà lọ́lọ́gọ́rùn-ún gíráàmù, ọlọ́gọ́rùn-ún mẹ́rin gíráàmù àti ọlọ́gọ́rùn-ún mẹ́fà gíráàmù. Ó tún wà níyẹ̀ fún.
Breakfast fiesta, ensuring that you begin your day on a bright and productive.
Alrighty, welcome back. It's still Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM, and our focus today, economy hardship in Nigeria. We are in conversation with Dr. Obadiah Ogoluwaremilekun Olorunimbe, and talking about the economy hardship in Nigeria. You were about to mention the causes of the economy hardship in Nigeria, but let's look at it deeply. Since 2023, the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, he introduced major economic reforms, including the removal of fuel subsidy and the unification of the foreign exchange market. So, can this also be one of the cause of this hardship? Let's look at it from that angle.
Okay, so there's this adage that says you don't cure a headache with an overdose of paracetamol, right, or painkillers. These things take time. Now, there are the key drivers you just mentioned now, the flotation of the dollar and the removal of fuel subsidy. These were some of the solutions to the doldrums we were going through even before this administration. You keep mentioning this administration because you've got to have people handling it, and somebody has got to take responsibility,
to be accountable,
right?
Yes.
Good. So these were some of the interventions that were deployed to kind of reduce the economic hardship some of our people are going through, not to forget some of those social welfare interventions that came out in the early time of this administration. Now, if you are drawing out, fast forward to where we are today now, we are all having some of the effects, like you just mentioned now, of what people are going through. And let's forget some of these challenges we've got. Some of them are not even local. Like the war you have in Iran and some other places where you have instabilities affecting global trade. Nigeria is a global country now, especially when we've got our GDPs running at fantastic rates now. The economy is growing at 4%. It is doing so because some of these interventions are working gradually. Gradually, before you start seeing the effect of some of these things, like settling down and seeing this country is doing what it is, the level it should be. These things take time. Rome was not built in a day. Now, if you go, I don't know the last time you watched some of these foreign stations, they've got issues too. If you look at the UK elections going on, the economy is in the forefront.
Even Australia.
Are you getting what I'm saying? So Nigeria is not an isolated case. We've got peculiarities. Now, for instance, now we've got the big Ilya festival coming in. In some climes, things should drop, right? But you find that even transportation goes up.
Even pepper.
Are you getting? So when some of these things are checked, I remember last Christmas, all over the world, people give discounts. Supermarkets and stores, they give discounts. But for us here, it's a culture thing now that most people use it as an opportunity to make a lot of profit at the expense of the common man. Are you getting? Some of these challenges we are having are some of the things we created ourselves too. Are you getting? So, having come to the causes and the effects, let's look at some of these solutions we can really prefer, even though the common man might not necessarily have the holistic solution to some of this, but we've got roles to play too. For instance, now there's this paradigm shift we should have for ourselves. Let's love ourselves. Let's love Nigeria. If you are selling things and ordinarily, especially for commodities or services that you have little or you're not having so many competition. For instance, now look again. Let's go back to the petroleum industry. If Dangote is having, of course, he's got, but if he's having a market that is not regulated, one, or is not having competitors too, he may arbitrarily just raise those things, and a lot of people may just have to be suffering for it. True or false? True. Now, because there are checks and balances for him, where you have the regulations and you've got competition, some of these things are checked. Especially if, of course, you can't just wake up one day and increase some of those prices. Are you getting? Now, these are the drivers of the economy. If you cascade some of these things down, someone running a filling station and does not need to increase the pump price, should not just do so. Are you getting? Somebody selling pepper, yes, they've got to factor transportation, they've got to factor a lot of things to come up with the prices they've got. But the human heart, the human feelings, our the love for our country, the love for ourselves should also play out too. Are you getting? So these are some of the solutions we would likely prefer. Then going forward, the administration, ably led by His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, there's a lot of patience that we need to give this administration.
So it's going to 3 years.
Okay, so
because it's almost done with the first term, and we are almost done with the term.
Okay, so
what patience do we
when
need
are these policies going to?
Because I remember that even when before the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu,
right,
quite a number of presidents, I could recall President Goodluck Jonathan,
right,
the late President Muhammadu Buhari.
Right.
I remember that when it was this hard, quite a number of people actually came out en masse to just, make their aggravations known. They came out, to solicit for help, for interventions from the government.
Right.
They carried placards and the likes. But right now, I would say that Nigerians are even laid back. They're not, yes, like they're not coming out to make their grievances. They're not coming out to make it known, because had it was those years, they would have come out with placards to to relate as, we want this, we want that. Some of these things that President Bola Ahmed promised us, we are not getting it. See, electricity, see insecurity. It's like we keep hearing news. It's getting worse.
Okay, so let me come in here. Like I said, Rome was not built in a day, and you don't cure headache with an overdose of paracetamol. Some of these interventions have been felt. Before this administration came, you were not having student loans, right? You've got student loans now. Now, if you say your views are not being heard, we are talking. People are listening to us. We've got feedback mechanisms that even the president hears too. You think he doesn't read papers? He reads those things. He hears the pain. He knows these things. But these things take time. If you say 3 years and it's not enough, look at where we are coming from, even before this time. Even before Asiwaju came on board. A lot of efforts are being put into place. A lot of policies are being deployed. When you plan some things, sometimes these things take time to.
We talk about policy and reforms here and there, but to the average Nigerian, that they are not feeling it.
Right.
Like what's happening?
Okay, so
they are not feeling. Are telling me policy reforms here. We're doing this subsidy removal to generate funds to make life easier. Taxes, and there's, I think, forex. There was one forex unification, something too. So we have all of that generating funds, and we still have situations where we are borrowing, and things are still not getting easier for the average Nigerian.
Okay, so some of these conclusions are very sometimes subjective to a lot of parameters and factors. Are you getting? There's one thing for you to sit up there and push policies. There's another thing for you to cascade it down to the common man, right? Now, a lot of attention is being focused on the effects, but that is not going to be everywhere, right? Leadership is not just a one-way traffic, as it were. I can assure you the head is doing well. I can assure you, I can speak, the head is doing well. What I'm only praying that God in His infinite mercy will allow us have good leaders that will allow these things to translate to.
Well, they should have regulations with themselves, the head and the tail and the middle and the neck. They should come together and check and balance, check each other.
We do these things, but obviously it's not enough, and that is why we're advocating, and that is the reason why some of us are here to really make sure that we're trying to make sure that these things are felt by the common.
Like, how transparent is the government, regarding borrowed funds and the debt management? Because every day we keep hearing President Bola Tinubu as, from IMF,
being published. I've got
exactly. Like, we get to hear that, okay, he has borrowed this particular trillion naira, and then you're wondering, is it every Nigerian that is now owing this debt? Yes, to pay back. Because how will the country pay back? Okay. And the fact that it keeps cropping up every time, we keep hearing this one, that one, and it's affecting our economy.
Okay, so
it's really bad.
you'll agree with me that sometimes, well, most times, borrowing is not even the issue, but what you do with these funds, right? Now, there was a time in this country we never knew what funds were for or where they got these funds from. This is an administration that publishes. If you go online, of course you're online, you will see some of these things that the debt management offices publishes out. There was a time in this country we could go to Paris Club and nobody will hear Jack. Today, everybody with a phone can just Google the debt management office and see those statistics. Now, if you tell me why are we borrowing, Nigeria is not the only country that borrows. The highest debtor in the world today is the United States. The challenge now is what do you do with these funds? Some of these funds are, look, you don't just borrow money because you want to borrow, they are tied to projects as well too. Are you getting? So some of these things are tailored, are tied to projects and infrastructures that yourself and I cannot just stay in Ibadan and look at some of these things, right? But we feel the effects. For instance, now, if you look at what you are having with the Lagos Calabar, which is a loan tied to a project, right? By the time that road is completed, you've opened that entire corridor. I don't know if you have seen the effect of when you have a new road in a community, trade and commerce will thrive. Social amenities will reach those areas, and you start getting, see, some of these things we keep saying them, they are not things they are long term. They are long term. If we had people who were having this kind of mind or the audacity, the courage to take some. So when today we say Taiwan, sometimes we mention some of these Asian tigers. They went through a lot too. We are going through ours. It's just a little time.
So it has though you keep blowing the trumpet of this administration. That's what I feel. But
we're not blowing the trumpet.
But what are those? Oh, okay. Fact, and we are still experiencing this hardship.
Okay, so
this much.
Okay, so
what are the concrete plans that are in place to reduce unemployment and poverty? Because all this big grammar, somebody is at home wondering, how will I get out of this poverty? Like, what is this administration doing? The concrete plans, what do they have to reduce unemployment, the rate of unemployment and poverty in Nigeria?
Okay, so I believe this administration is actually tackling some of these issues headlong. Now, they are in phases and they are layered, so to speak. Let's start from the youths now and say, okay, you've got to go to school. There was a time in this country you find difficult to go to school because you've got to pay school fees. Today, except for someone who does not even want to go to school anymore, you've got the student loan to support that ambition. Now you have SMEs.
The student loan, but the paying back, the paying back of that loan is on whose head?
The students.
Exactly. So how do you expect the students, to pay back when even the parents are still trying to struggle to make ends meet at home?
And you come out, you don't get a job, or you get a job that pays you so little.
Okay, so very fantastic. So let's take it one after the other. Let's just get to school. We get to school, we get loans, and we're out, right? Now we come to social investment funds where you've got skills acquisitions and the rest, because these things,
they really know that, because people are not privy to this information. Some people might not.
To the Ministry of Labor and Employment. Now, there's some trade tests that you run. Now, after those trade tests, you apply for a loan through the Bank of Industry. If your vocation is tied to the agric sector, you could apply for a loan at the Bank of Agric. If you know you're not a portfolio farmer, if truly you've got a farm, because really, not all of us will be in the offices, right? Yes. There are folks that will finish from school and find themselves in the bank and stay. There are some that might not just have any business to do in any 9-to-5 job. Are you getting what I'm saying? So you're not going to give loans to somebody who can't prove what they are really doing, and that is why there's need for somebody who runs a fashion outfit, and I know there are associations that, because what they do is they form associations, right? And from these associations they are able to access some of these funds, because someone's got to be a guarantor for it, because they are loans and the interventions that need a lot of people to benefit from them too. So what we are
Employment.
okay, so how to come out of poverty and unemployment?
Given this current economy,
My advice is create a niche for yourself, right? Get your hands on something doing.
Business?
Exactly. I would rather call it a vocational skill, right? Because the funds are there to help some of these, how do I put it now? We call them SMEs. They're just
small business.
Exactly.
Small skills.
Are you getting? So
small, medium,
find
enterprise.
a trade or a skill. I'm just saying this the way it should be. Let's talk policy anymore. Let's talk our language. Find a skill. Develop that skill. If you need to go under apprenticeship, go on that. But just ensure that you are doing something. Now,
but it's not every one of us that have the intellectual ability to go or even the age.
Even if you have it, the time,
the capacity,
exactly, the time to like go and do that again. I'm talking about maybe like a 45-year-old man that has a family and he's earning so little, and you're telling him to get something on the side doing. He should learn and go and do it. When is the time for him to do that? When he already has his family to take care of.
Okay, so
let's not even talk about how many small, medium enterprises are shutting down.
Yes,
they are shutting down.
You say SME shutting down?
Yes, small business, they are shutting down.
Well,
because it's not all about just starting. When they give you the loan, you're going to pay back with interest. So how about sustaining that business when you return the loan and you're left with whatever profit you made from
and in
business
fact, most of this
after paying
profit,
the loan?
they use it to feed the family.
Yes,
that's what
I can
business management.
Okay, so I can assure you there are folks doing well, even despite the economic hardship. I can assure you there are youths that are doing fantastically well. I know of some. Unfortunately, maybe I'll send you some of those links maybe later or in the course of the week. You will see some of these interventions that are yielding. It's not the challenge we are having is that a lot of these informations are not going out, because if they were actually like going out through the proper channel, of course through platforms like this, a lot of people, maybe someone listening now, like, okay, how do I access? Because it's not just enough to start a skill. I think the key word here is access. Once I'm done, or if I'm doing, because most of these things may be 3 months or 6 months, or maybe a year, depending on which of the skills you're going in for. But you've got to do something. You've got to do something. Your hands must be on a certain tool. You can't just depend on the degree you've got from the university. No, you don't work that way anymore. Right.
But the people in power, that was actually what they just did. They just went to school and they got everything on the platter of gold.
Power?
So you
mean power? You mean
people, the top echelon? Even the president. I'm sure is a
platter of gold. We lost Lagos.
They actually we actually heard stories of people saying, just go to school and once you're done, there's a pension waiting for you. There's a job, a fat salary paying job that is waiting for you. Just go to school. But as it is now, we have so many graduates. We have so many graduates that they're facing unemployment, and some are even not employable. That one is a fact.
Okay.
But
and it's not the administration's fault for that.
I know. The people that are actually saying, trade, go for training to train for vocational skills and the likes. The people giving these resolutions, they are the ones that enjoyed free education. They are the ones that enjoyed free education. They are the ones that actually had a good life, and we are the ones facing the rough patch. And it's just like it keeps getting harder day by day. Like I said earlier, a graduate now earns 80,000 naira, cannot attest to owning. Cannot attest to eating what he or she feels like.
Even the basic amenities of paying your house rent.
Exactly.
Paying your house rent
your salary cannot cover that basic.
Okay.
Those basic.
You need to save the entire salary for 5 months to be able to afford to stay in a very, very, I don't want to say local area.
Okay, so some of these challenges are not something we can just wave a magic wand and they'll just disappear. It's not Merlin, right? But all I'm just trying to say is this: for a youth now in this current dispensation, my advice, right? We've got folks in church, we've got folks where we go to, we've got folks on campuses. We tell them these things: get yourself a skill, right? connect yourself. I'm coming to the folks who are not.
No, we will actually need to take a break.
Okay.
You know, the
we should take it now.
Will come right by 11. So after that, we'll be back.
Fantastic.
All right, stay with us. It's still Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM Ibadan.
It's the Fiesta.
Unbeatable.
It's the Fiesta. It's the Fiesta. It's the Fiesta. It's the Fiesta.
Toppable. Unbeatable. Untouchable. The station that does it better. Oluyole FM 98.5.
98.5 FM. Oh yeah. 98.5 FM. That's the place to be. With the radio experience.
If you're looking for the best in news, sports and entertainment, we got everything you need and so much more, yeah.
98.5 FM. Oluyole. 98.5 FM.
Hear me now. Go down to the #1 station. Get even quality information. Brighten up your day in so many ways.
Oluyole FM 98.5.
It's 11 o'clock. Good morning, the news on the hour. Let's begin with reports that the federal government of Nigeria, through the Nigeria Center for Disease Control and Prevention, NCDC, says it is closely watching the Ebola situation following outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo and a confirmed imported case in Uganda. NCDC Director General Dr. Jide Idris said it is a public advisory that Nigeria has increased its preparedness and is working with both health services and other health partners to prevent any spread into the country. He explained that response teams are already active in affected regions while Nigeria remains on high alert to protect its public health system. The NC capacity and increased infection prevention measures in health facilities. It is also working more closely with the state health authorities and communities to raise awareness. Moving on, the Defense Headquarters today said Nigeria troops, in collaboration with the United States Africa Command, killed more than 20 Islamic State West Africa province fighters during fresh coordinated airstrike in the northeast. The Defense Headquarters said the operation was carried out in the general area of Metele following intelligence report on the convergence and movement of terrorist elements within the region. The Director of Defense Information, Major General Samaila Aruba, said in a statement that the strikes were part of sustained operations aimed at dismantling terrorist network and denying insurgents safe haven in the country. Following observed convergence and migration of terrorist elements, multiple airstrikes were conducted, resulting in the elimination of more than 20 ISIS ISWAP fighters. The military said the ongoing operations were designed to disrupt terrorist activities, remove fighters from the battlefield, and prevent insurgents from regrouping. That ends the news on the hour. Thank you for listening.
rédíò tí ó láfiwé Oluyole FM àwa ni bàbá.
Ẹ káàárọ̀, ìròyìn Yálẹ̀ta. Ìjọba àpapọ̀ láti pàṣẹ ibùdó tó ń rí sí kíkápá ìtànkálẹ̀ àjàkálẹ̀ àrùn àti dídènà rẹ̀ nílẹ̀ yìí NCDC ní òun ti ń fojú sọ́rí láti máa fi múfínlẹ̀ nípa àrùn Ebola tó tún ti farahàn ní ilẹ̀ olómìnira Congo àti Uganda. Alákòóso gbogbogbò fún ibùdó náà Dókítà Jídé Idris fìdí ẹ̀ múlẹ̀ wípé òun ti ń gbáradì fún àtikápá ọwọ́jà àrùn yìí àti pé wọ́n ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ pẹ̀lú iléeṣẹ́ ibùdó tí wọ́n ti ń jẹ́ ẹrù orí omi sí àtàwọn ẹ̀ka elétò ìlera mìíràn láti dènà kí àrùn náà rápálá orílẹ̀-èdè wa Nàìjíríà. Ó ṣe àlàyé pé ikọ̀ náà tún ti ṣetán láti dáàbò bo àwọn ọmọ orílẹ̀-èdè yìí lọ́wọ́ ọwọ́jà àrùn Ebola. NCDC fi kún ọ̀rọ̀ rẹ̀ wípé òun ti fi kún akitiyan rẹ̀ láti máa tọpinpin àti fi kún iṣẹ́ ṣíṣe àyẹ̀wò tó fi mọ́ láti ṣe àwọn ẹ̀ka tó yẹ tó fi mọ́ láti ṣe àgbékalẹ̀ àwọn ètò tó yẹ sí àwọn ilé ìwòsàn gbogbo tó ń bẹ lórílẹ̀‐èdè yìí. Iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ojú òfurufú ti bà àwọn ẹbu ìfọpo tí wọ́n kọ́ láì bófin mu ní ojú ọ̀nà tó lọ sí ẹnubodè Rivers Bayelsa jẹ́ tí wọ́n sì rí bẹntiróòlù lítà ẹgbẹ̀rin àti ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́gbẹ̀ta níbẹ̀. Òṣìṣẹ́ elétò ìròyìn níléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun náà ọ̀gágun àgbà Abíọ́dún Fọlọ́runṣọ́ ló fìdí ọ̀rọ̀ yìí múlẹ̀ nílùú Àbújá. Ó jẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ wípé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun ojú omi tó wà nínú ikọ̀ Operation Delta Sentinel ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ yìí. Agbẹnusọ fún iléeṣẹ́ ọmọ ogun orí omi náà fi kún pé iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ń ṣe ni wọ́n ti fojú sun àti má ṣe fi àyè gba kí wọ́n kọ́ ẹbu ìfọpo tí kò bófin mu sí orílẹ̀-èdè yìí. Ìròyìn Ìyálẹ̀ta wà fún ti wákàtí kò ní jù báyìí lọ. Ẹ máa yáṣẹ́.
Ohun èlò tuntun kan ti wà fún sísè àwọn oúnjẹ aládùn. Ṣé lóòótọ́? Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, Tasty Cube chicken flavour ni o, tí wọ́n ṣe pẹ̀lú àwọn èròjà àbáláyé láti sọ gbogbo oúnjẹ tá a ṣe ìdàjẹ́ pọ́nnu lá. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni, Tasty Cube chicken flavour á fàdùn ara máa ń da sóúnjẹ. Mo ti gba ti Tasty Cube chicken flavour lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀. Tó bá jẹ bẹ́ẹ̀, má jáfara o, sáré lọ ra Tasty Cube chicken flavour tiẹ̀ lónìí láti máa jẹ̀gbádùn oúnjẹ àjẹpọ́nnu lá. Tasty Cubes chicken flavour ó ń fún wa lóúnjẹ tó gbádùn. Tasty Cubes chicken flavour ó wà lọ́lọ́gọ́rùn-ún gíráàmù, ọlọ́gọ́rùn-ún mẹ́rin gíráàmù àti ọlọ́gọ́rùn-ún mẹ́fà gíráàmù. Ó tún wà níyẹ̀ fún.
From the city of Ibadan, the home of ancient warlords, in the Pacesetter state, this is Oluyole FM 98.5 Ibadan.
When you start your day with breakfast fiesta, ensuring that you begin your day on a bright and productive note, bringing you an array of topics from different spheres of life, informative, entertaining, with all the spice to make your day just right. Breakfast fiesta, we bring your day alive. It's the fiesta. It's the fiesta. It's the fiesta.
Welcome back. It's still Breakfast Fiesta on Oluyole 98.5 FM, and we're talking about the economy hardship in Nigeria and the way out. And we have our guest with us, Mr. Obadiah Ogoluwa. My bad. Doctor, apologies, Doctor Obadiah Ogoluwa Remilekun Olorinbe, an economist and politician.
All right, so sir, you're welcome back from that break. Looking at the fact that many young Nigerians, our focus is still economy hardship in Nigeria. Many young Nigerians are leaving the country. This Japa syndrome.
Okay.
Yes. What does this say about the economy?
Okay, so whether you like it or not, you can't hold people down. A lot of folks travel out for so many reasons, right? Some of us didn't. Thank God for providence and opportunity, scholarships, and the rest. So some of us didn't have some of the education we got in Nigeria here alone. Okay. That is why I said well, like the Bible says, time and chance happen to them all. If we all will leave this country, no country can carry Nigeria. Not even the one with the largest the economy doing so well. We all cannot leave, that's a fact. But you leave the country for a lot of reasons, and most times they are personal reasons. Now, most of them are personal reasons. Are you getting? For somebody who wants to run for a postgraduate in University of London, you can't stop such a fellow, right? You see, the folks going out will always have reasons for going out, and nobody...
No, let's look at it like as regards our economy, because sometimes these people go out and then like 3 months, they've already made their first million.
Really?
Yes. And then you back here, you're wondering, what am I really doing?
There was this guy that posted his friend when they were together in Nigeria, and 3 years later his friend abroad and him still in the country. Besides, we cannot say people go out for a lot of personal reasons. It's pretty obvious that people go out in search for greener pastures, even if it's through education.
There are some folks that will not leave the country, what if you like, give them anything.
Very few people. Very
not
few
everybody
people
that lives for...
But majority of the people that live are living because of the economic situation in the country.
Well, if you say majority, I agree.
Yeah, it does. I mean, majority, the same way.
Not everybody.
Not everybody cannot leave, because everybody can even afford
and there are folks
to
that
leave.
go there and come back and give back to the country. If you enjoyed a Nigerian scholarship, part of what you're going to sign is that once you are there, for instance, if you're a medical student, or, well, let's take for instance a medical student who wants to go for postgraduate studies or maybe a specialist course, if he knows what he's doing, really, there's no place like home. If you develop other people's country and abandon your home, what do you think is going to happen to your home? So when these folks come back, see, there's this agency we have in government, the Nigerian Diaspora Commission. There are folks who are out there who want to come back and give back to the country. What they are asking for is a conducive environment. You've got to prepare good hospitals for somebody who is in Johns Hopkins University to come and practice medicine in Nigeria.
Everything still boils down to the economy, because that's money would use.
Some of these things are in the pipeline. A lot of professionals out there, they want to return home and give their quota to the country. So youths going out for greener pastures, it's good.
I'm so glad you even mentioned hospitals. The healthcare situation in the country is also falling because of the economy. Because you say, oh, we have all the time there's what's it called, different, what I call it, policies or things in place, how you can access free healthcare and some other things, but then it is still not available to everybody, or it covers like 20% of the 100 that you have to pay. Like you're talking, maybe you have to pay #1 million, and then they're telling you what they can offer you is 150K for someone that cannot, probably cannot feed properly.
Okay.
So how?
Okay, so well, I know some of the PHCs are doing well. Some of us, not all over the country. So I don't want to cascade or go that far like to a teaching hospital, because ordinarily it's not designed for that purpose. But look at the one that is very close by to the common man, which of course are some of these primary healthcare centers. Some of them are doing well and some of them are not doing well. However, with the limited resources we've got to grapple with, you'll agree with me that some of these things will have to go in piecemeal. Now, if you are going to tackle, say for instance, the health sector of this country, you need a lot of finance, and a lot of decay has happened in that sector that needs a lot of reform. Now, if you're going to go into the repairs of some of these challenges we are having, it's not going to be a flight. Are you getting what I'm saying? Look, a lot of, unfortunately, talking sometimes might just look like, well, that's how it's going to say, but really, there are a lot of things that are in the pipeline. One, there are some of these interventions that have already been deployed, however, not enough. I must agree with you. Some of them are not enough.
Okay, so looking at the economy state again, Nigerians are complaining daily,
honestly,
about hardship.
Okay.
And I would like to know, like, the government, do they really understand the pain of citizens?
The administration is aware.
Like, do they really understand? Because I'm sure if they understand, what is going on, they would find something to do as regards it.
The administration is doing everything it can to reduce the pain of the common man.
Just the policies, we've been talking about the policies.
Some of these policies will translate to greater gains in the nearest future. These are some of the things. Is when you plant some trees grow fast. Some trees stay years before you start reaping some of this.
Well, things are getting bad.
Like we're talking about the nows. Yes, like the now.
Like this current administration is almost done and is wrapping up already. Yeah. And we really cannot say
by God's grace.
Oh, okay. Wait, let's not talk about that. With the way things happen in this country, when another administration comes, most of what was going on will pause.
By the grace of God, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is coming in for a second time.
We don't know about that.
By the special grace of God, it's going to happen.
But then
let's you are alive to witness it and benefit from it too.
Let's look at,
But the first 3 years, we cannot categorically say that this is what an average Nigerian
has been able to benefit.
Nigerian citizen
no, that would be
has benefited from this.
That would be very, very unfair, because we've got parents. Listen, we've got parents who've got wards in high institutions and have been collecting some of these interventions. There's some women who are into businesses that have gotten loans. There are interventions that are taking place as we speak.
It's loan upon loans that is appearing.
Because even
the surge in fuel price, whereby transportation is now getting is doubled. There's inflation. Like
part of it is not this administration's fault. We all know what's happening in Iran today. Part of it is not the administration's fault. Yeah. If you say petrol, we should look at what is happening in the Strait of Hormuz. That's not a Nigerian problem. We didn't add to that problem. We are not US, China.
You made mention of road constructions, right, for local transportation of commerce, make commerce easier. Right. But do you feel like that's like it's important, but like is it like the most important thing now?
Like for certain priorities,
because you said that tied down loan, that project is holding down some substantial money. But like, is that like really important, or is it that we could have something else that we would do to make life easier now for us, like now?
Okay, so if you say like now, that is usually what our youth will always say, like now. Okay, so when you say now, I want to believe somebody is on the street looking for a quick fix for something that you just enjoy briefly until the gains will disappear. We want to look out for something that in the long run we will sit back and look at some of the efforts we've put in place to cushion some of these things. Look, what concerns the ordinary man on the street is petrol, power. Petrol and
electricity power.
You solved some of these problems. You solved these two major problems, and 50%, if not more, of the challenges the common man is having is resolved. You agree with me? Good. Now, I have said over and over and over on this platform, I said the intervention, especially the removal of the fuel subsidy, whether you agree with me or not, talk to anybody, unless you just want to keep deceiving. We want us to be deceiving ourselves. That intervention was necessary. Perhaps the timing, because you are looking at the gestation period. If this had been done probably like some years back, even before, are you getting? But let us say, thinking that subsidy will come back again is wishful thinking. It's not going to come back again. Well, it's good, look, because there's a lot that goes. If you ask us now that what do you deploy the funds that you gained from the first subsidy removal to, that's a different topic entirely, right?
Well, we should understand.
Okay, so Nigeria was, before that particular policy came on board, Nigeria was in a doldrum as far as the petroleum sector was concerned, which to a large extent drives the economy of this country. Importation of fuel was not only...
So we are overly dependent on...
Exactly so. Importation of fuel was not only hazardous, but was killing us economically, because you engage foreign refineries. None of our refineries were working. None. Until Dangote came on board.
But shouldn't that be the solution instead of removing the subsidy?
Look, you remove the subsidy, you are creating room for fair play. You're getting what I'm saying. I don't know if you have seen the petrol industry act.
You mentioned that that it was necessary. The fuel subsidy removal was necessary.
Exactly.
But the timing, because it was practically almost immediately we heard that the president, and then fuel subsidy, everything turned upside down.
Interventions. You agree with me? There were interventions.
Didn't reach my side.
Oh, okay. Maybe it didn't reach.
It did not reach my side too.
Okay, so maybe and some of these things will start reaching your side, because I'm sure you are coming up with positions that some of these things didn't reach your side. But I want to believe maybe it didn't reach your side, but if it didn't, we'll try and find a way of reaching out to you.
Because it has though this is particularly centered to people in the FCT and Lagos. Practically, these people are the ones.
The bulk of the folks enjoying the students are in the north. The bulk of those.
We all know that the north, they might not even really make use of it. They don't really like education.
Please don't say that, please.
They actually they prefer to farm.
I think what you mean to say is
let's say majority of them.
I think you put it this way and say our focus in the southwest or in the south here is more on education than
compared to the north. So saying that they are the ones enjoying it more,
right?
No,
when they are not even the one, they don't really love that fact.
The school, this is Nigeria. Don't let's bring in divisions. This is Nigeria. Let's just say that these things have not spread quite enough.
So when will it spread? When will it go to the geopolitical zones that we have in this country?
There's hardly any geopolitical zone that has not been
that will enjoy it more. Yeah. The hardship. Everybody is complaining. A friend in Port Harcourt, a friend in Kebbi State,
a friend in UK called, right? You see, this economic hardship thing is a good.
But it's still getting better, sir. If you say that they are encountering maybe inflation as well, and because of the war that is going on right now. But the fact that some of them can still vouch and say, okay, I can still splurge and spend this particular amount of money. I feel like eating this, I can go for it. Okay. But a Nigerian, oh my, if you want to take a cup of parfait, right, you would think twice, because it will look as though you're
irresponsible
and you're irresponsible. You're not financially prudent.
Okay, so
and which is not supposed to be.
I would advise that we give it time. Really, it will go round. It will go round, and solutions are just knocking us in the face right now as we speak. So I would advise we give the administration some time. Okay.
So looking at giving time, we have this thing as regards being specific. When you want to set goals, right, your goals has to be smart, specific, right, measurable, and the likes. So in a year, in the next 1 year, what will you tell Nigerians to expect? As regards this economy, as regards our economy, what would you say to Nigerians that maybe this will be cushioned, and maybe this sector would enjoy more of electricity as now that we have the new minister of power? Okay. So I believe so strongly that you already said that the administration has a lot of good intentions towards the dear country Nigeria. So Nigerians, what should we expect probably in a year that we can always put our hope on and say, okay, let's hope for the best, because we keep hoping.
Or is it tree still growing?
It's renewed hope. We keep hoping and hoping.
I hope by the time some of these things change, I'll be around. You'll be around to actually confirm that some of these things, because I remind you of a day like this when you kept on rolling out the challenges, and we kept on saying, give it time. You're like, how long?
We pray.
So but
we pray dearly.
Going back to your question now, so by God's grace, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu